Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome in. I Carrot, Yarn Man. Now I kind of want you to do a cosplay of that. That would honestly be hilarious. You're probably do more of a Hank of Yarn instead of King. But hello, everyone. Good to be back. Uh, got both cameras working again today, so hopefully. So let's see. Last time I streamed was Uh, I think my last stream was FFXIV. So, today we're going to start working on my next cosplay, which would be the dancer from Final Fantasy XIV, or specifically the Etoile dancer gear set. Now, granted, I do have a reference to work from. I won't be using the colors in the reference because I didn't want to do red, but also I think I've had my fill of white and gold for a while, so and a lot of the accessories for the dancer gear set are kind of like golden. So while I still probably have gold in there, unless I've determined that I could actually use a different color for those, I won't do white again because again it is too soon after Cosmos to be doing a whole bunch of white and so they're gonna be working with a sort of light blue. Gonna be working on the shorts in the set first because easier. Probably could get it done with just the one skein. Because I know I have to get more yarn to be able to do more of it anyway. So, see how things go. Blue Dabba Dee. So, yep, like I said, got both. Then, let's see. If I remember right, stream was Fest 14. Um, which was what day? Because when was that? So, last week was just the whole thing is for Chibi Moon, for Chibi, for and all. So, but I got the part I needed on Wednesday to be able to do both my cameras again, so I canceled stream. Good, because I honestly felt better canceling stream beforehand rather than trying to be on stream and then the part showing up. Because I'll be honest, I would have just gone ahead and cut stream short because I wanted to hurry up and get that in. And it, honestly, to make sure that it went in properly and reconnect everything, make sure it runs well, it pretty much did take all of what would have been my stream time anyway. So that worked out. So, I said, working on the Etoile reference I have there. I know it doesn't like their shorts, but it's basically top and shorts. The top is sort of like halter top with like an extended back, like bottom part, pretty much like a tail in a way. So the shorts, easy thing. So I've slowly been planning this out anyway. In the meantime, so but the way that I'm doing the shorts now, because I know this doesn't look anywhere near wide enough to actually be like the full width shorts. This is just one of the legs. Yes, I know I have 6 thighs. But just around a 60. Go. Oh, Carrot. Forgot you were sick. How are you feeling? Being sick is no fun. So, But basically the way that I'm working the shorts up is similar to how some Ami patterns will do. Like if they're going for like a no-sew sort of thing. Where like the legs will be like, okay, you do one leg, and then do the other, and then start building them out together. So like basically go from both legs up and go from there. So I'm essentially taking that sort of way of doing starting the Ami and using that to do the shorts. Because again, I am actually trying to pattern this all out myself. Because there are short patterns that exist, I know, but yeah, as I did with Cosmos, I plan to enter this cosplay into a contest. So the more that I can pattern out myself, the better. So I haven't completely decided yet if I will actually, because I'll be doing a Makote dancer, which is basically like cat girl, essentially with like ears and a tail. I have not decided yet if I will be um making the wig from yarn again this round or not. That might be one of the few things that I just buy in style. Needed because so much of this other stuff I'll be doing myself. But this should work in my favor. Hopefully. So we'll see how things go. But yeah, that's it. I've kind of slowly figured out how I'm going to do things to an extent. So obviously shorts, top, uh, the gloves, leg warmers, and the hair ribbon or hair bow, I guess, will be crocheted, or at least that's my aim. And like I said, there's a lot of smaller pieces that would be gold. I have not decided if I'm going to try to like pattern out in 3D print, or if I'm going to try to work like crochet or resin or even wire as of yet. Hello! Welcome in! So, just see those. But again, because now I've actually been in a cosplay contest, I know pretty much how to improve. Bring them back. Like how to improve for so like things I could improve on in preparation with this cosplay compared to Cosmos. Being you know, such as again doing better with actually patterning out pieces and trying to make it a little, I guess, neater word. Uh, because things could have been better. I think uh one thing that I probably will, or another piece I'll probably have issue with will be doing the cat ears. Uh, Mainly because it's a matter of do I want them to move or not. Bottom of pockets how nothing falls outside. Because if I want them to move the way that the tail will be able to move, or at least similar, uh, for the ears, I would be the one having to actually figure out the electronic side of it and putting them together. And it has been a while since I've done any actual um direct electronic work with like soldering irons and such. And even then, that piece could have been better, but I wasn't trying for a contest with that anyway. Uh, Now, what's not shown in the reference is, although I believe that because the Etoile set is one of the specific job gear set for dancer, I believe there is a technically a matching weapon for it. Um, I would have to look into it. Genesis, thank you for the resub. There we go. That's better. Um, so doing electronics to work those gears be a little tricky. Like I know it can be done. I know there's ways to do them, but I haven't decided yet. Uh, then there's of course also like making the ears themselves, like even without the electronics, just actually making the ears. Um, so yeah, there's going to be a lot of work. But again, back to the weapon. I believe there's a specific set of chakrams that your character would get with the Etoile set. I can't remember exactly what it is. However, that more than likely will not be the set that I watched on. There's another set that I plan to do of chakrams. And I am still trying to figure out if I'm going to go with like Eva foam or a foam clay to make those. So plan to put a lot of skills into this. We shall see how this goes. Hi, Fearless. But yeah, like I said, it's a lot. So yeah, starting now probably the best. Like having that month off essentially after Cosmos, good. But back to the grind because the quicker I get started on it at this point, the more time I actually have to be able to make changes along the way and figure stuff out. So, just see. Also, I might try to put together uh an Sasha costume for Halloween. I do have like fabric at least for essentially like her black skirt. And I know there's bodysuits I can get to account for the looking mostly nude up top, but not if I want to go for the full look, but would still keep me warm because Halloween tends to be cold here, and I would be taking Chibi trick or treating, so I have to account for that. So, might haven't decided. I might just do like a standard vampire queen costume just to make things on me and save doing a kasha for next time. So since I'm patterning this out, that means I actually have to take some sort of notes while I do this. Where is that? Come on. So we'll see how far this. But yeah, top wise, I think that might give me a little trouble because it's a halter. That means I would have to figure out the right way to handle that part, like the next part, the neckline. There we go. Words are hard. So, would help if I keep things in the middle. Thank you for the alert. So, and Chibi's already had her pictures, which I gotta figure out what pack those by. Because apparently I might actually be getting physical prints this year for like the first time in years. So don't need the tangles. Funny thing with the way I'm starting these shorts off is the fact that put them on my dress form because I'm not doing separate panels instead, like a front and back panel. That it's just basically going to be me pinning the entire short onto the dress form because I'm not going to be able to actually pull them on. Not to carrot. I've got enough knots without adding. Thank you very much. It's mainly the only reason the knots are there is because originally I was going to use this for something else that I can't even remember what it was. So yeah. Forgive Carrot Genesis. He's like fever sick, I think. So typos are more likely to happen. So don't make me go find a nap owl for you, Carrot. Fearless, not you too. Oh my god. I can't with y'all. I can't with y'all. Seriously. But I still hate the fact that I read Fearless in his voice, and I hate it. I absolutely hate it. Because of all the times for me to read something in his, why did it have to be? Why, sir, crotchetify. Wow, Carrot. Wow. Okay. Mm-hmm. Which, by the way, Carrot, did you figure out what you're going to do for the craft along you're hosting for October? What went into the wrong place? What did you do? Carrot, what did you do? I don't believe you. Also, I really need to do that stuff, man. Jesus Christ. I think it's because I'm trying to figure out how I want to actually set it up. That's why I haven't done it yet. I don't believe you. I don't believe you at all. I don't believe you did nothing wrong, and I don't believe you're done. I don't know what that says about you. Not at all. I don't. Also, I think this is probably about the closest to steel blue I will ever get. I think. I don't know. I haven't used every single color of yarn that exists right now. I haven't even used any, like, some of every brand that exists. Quite sure at one point there was one point I thought to myself, I would never make crochet shorts. If only past me could see me now. But then again, these are just for a cosplay, compared to like part of an actual outfit for like everyday wear. See, I knew you'd end up doing something. What did you do, Carrot? What did you do? Why would you, Carrot? Carrot, why would you do that to yourself? Why would you do that at all? Because you know something's going to go wrong with that, right? I hope you understand. But then again, if it still comes out looking better than that piglet, I would be impressed. I would honestly be impressed. Several things wrong with it. Oof. Like what? What is it what is it telling you to do? I'm that. Hi Kixie. Right? You're fine. You are completely fine. The mystery appendage. That that is scary. Just on its own. Because that could mean so many things. Highly. That is probably going to bug me. Like the fact that it's a little bit more open right here, it's going to bug me. I know it is. But what can I do? Where'd that come from? That thing is, I know this is my hair, or at least what it was my hair. It confuses me even more considering my hair is no longer that long. So yeah, like I said, this is working from the bottom up, so this would be around one of my eyes. And that's going to be because made it to fit, but also be just a little bigger. Um, Mainly because I didn't want to do the whole super tight look. Because comfort, I would have to be in this for hours. So now I think about it, I probably could have started with um either the gloves or the leg warmers. Probably the gloves. I think would have taken like the least amount of yarn, but hindsight. So we'll see how far it gets me, and whether or not I'll actually have to do any like yarn chicken. Character name hindsight. And what? Like Gaia, certain game, probably a game. I'm assuming. He's after going Clone Trooper Arc CT numbers 2020. Not 2020. Why? Why? Of all numbers that you could have picked, why 2020? Honestly, I should have seen that. See? Maybe I should go back to where I got my hair cut and see if they found my brain cell. Because clearly I must have left it. For the no, fair. That makes a lot of sense. Clearly it just didn't click with me. But as you said, hindsight is 2020, and now I just pointed out, yeah, it makes sense. Mailed out brain cells to Costa. And they got lost. No! Really? Oh, well then he's never gonna see him. You know? There it goes. I'm out of practice. My hands aching for it now, apparently. I've been doing more cross stitch lately. Yeah. It reminds me the Rabbit on the Moon cross stitch is getting close to done. Thing is I before I bring it back on stream to basically finish it, I wanted to at least get all the white out of the way because white doesn't show up all that well on stream. So I figure why work that in on stream when I could get that done off stream and then bring it back in for all the yellow I still have to add. That definitely went all the way through. There we are. Almost knocked the screen off or cake because I haven't wound in a cake. Almost knocked that off my desk. And if I'd done that, it would have rolled around a little bit before I would have stopped. And I would have been annoyed by that. Hey man. So that's why there's a gap from the chain. Boo. Ghosty! Hello! How's my favorite ghost bro? Because of course you shower me with carrot sauce. Feel like I'm jealous. Kidding. Wait a minute. What are you trying to do? See how many more you can get it to do that with? What is with y'all? I can't with either of you. That that's insane. Are y'all done? Are y'all done? Actually lagged out. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm honestly not surprised by that. Ghosty, don't make me get the voice scent leash. Can't believe me or banging like scolded me because you were off your leash. Some bullshit. You know how weird it is to have a Lalafell scold you when you're like your character is like basically any of the classes taller than female aura or a Makose, like because you know me, I have a Banoi or a Vera, and yeah, getting tall as Vera's getting scolded by a little Lalafell is like I actually had my character sit down on the ground, just allow the Lalafell to have eye level. What the? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Well, Ghosty, when did you get that emote? Because I don't remember seeing it before. When did you get that? Or have you had it for a while now and I only just now am actually knowing it's there? Ghosty. Yeah, see. I guess that's what I get for not looking at your emotes. Ghosty went mostly sitting on a postie eating his tea and toast. Ghosty, why is Carrot calling out your clockwork? Ghosty is Beetlejuice now. Sure causes enough chaos, that's for sure. Yeah, you could be. Again, you sure do cause enough chaos lately. There you are. Ghosty, what mischief are you up to now? I know you're up to something. More often than not, you're up to something. He should learn. Kosher. So basically, round two of the triple lesson, the Ducky Factory. Totally should get ghosty crocheting. just do VTubers and get them started on Ghost. I mean, those would honestly probably be easier to do than the cute ones. Yeah, right. Start ghosty crocheting a ghost, and instead of a cute one, it would be one of those ones with googly eyes, and would have no idea where the googly eye safety eyes came from. No, Ghosty, you are not starting with Snowman Butthole. You're gonna get taught the way that Carrot should have initially been. Learning the stitches first. Kitty. But yeah, Ghosty, we'll start you off on learning the stitches first. I think that would be easier on you. Teaching, yeah, it's pretty much. See, like you know when it is. Yeah, definitely. That would mean. So now that I think about it, if you do a teaching stream, that would mean uh, Ghosty would still need a second camera, unless he just foregoes his PNG tuber for it and just does a only hands cam. Not quite only hands. Basically, all that you would see of him would be his hand. Pretty much how my crafting streams were for a bit, because until I could get my second camera back again. Only Ghost. Ghosty! Thank you for the resub. Nice months. Jeez. Oh no! Oh no! Ghosty, look at how Frosty said yes in the little thing for your sub. all the snowman buffs on. Damn it, Carrie. Now I've got the visual of you doing it both as yourself and as Golden Chimpkin. I don't like it. No. No. You know what? Go see. I know what you try and do with it. See how quickly it picks up rap speak. Carrot! Thank you for the sub. Frosty doing rap speak? That would be hilarious. Let's be honest. That would be hilarious. Because honestly, I am kind of curious as to whether or not I could pick it up faster than I did. Now I think about it, I think I'm out of practice on it myself. Yep. We have ads about to start in about 3 minutes. Fortunately, Twitch does force us to run ads, but doing in blocks of 3 minutes on the hour, this will eliminate pre-rolls. Kara, hello! How are you? Done it, picked it up. I mean, I know, yeah, I did pick it up. Done it so long, probably rusty too. Cat! Bibbity dibbity dancing with ghosties. Doing good. Oh, thank you, Ghosty, for gifting that sub to Kara. Alright, Ghosty, thank you for the lurk. The snowman butthole safe while you do those dishes. Also, Carrot, why were you telling Ghosty to lick the dishes? Such, such a simplistic appellation does not befit one of my esteemed stature, but a humble yet vigilant sentinel of this crafting realm, ensuring its prosperity. Perchance you question the decree concerning the safeguarding of curious winter sculpture. Rest assured, my vigilance extends to all corners of this domain. even to the most unconventional of crafting endeavors. Monarch's duties salute. It's about not the butthole top. Oh my god. What am I gonna do with y'all? Kara, make sure to refresh too, because Twitch doesn't always recognize you got a sub. So, but vigilance extends to all peculiar creations in this realm, including the aforementioned unconventional efforts a monarch's decree passed. It encompasses all. There we go. What are words? Mm, yes, words are hard. English is hard, to be honest. American English is hard. Words are that's it. Words are a lie, they are a construct. Just go back to the time of cavemen when all we had to do was grunt. I don't know if that's what actually happened back then. I don't know. That's at least how media portrays it. I don't know. They mean things. Go see. I I can't even be mad, Carrie, because honestly, I would have said the same. I I would have said the same. Anyway, thank you guys for that level 1 hype train support. Was very much appreciated. Trying to think of how much higher I actually want to make this. It works out. Alright. As far as the decent height, but probably want to give it at least a few more rows before I finish this leg off and start on the other one. Let's observe chat in its natural habitat. Wilds of Rabbit's crafting stream, curious gather, where Ghosty flirts with chaos and contemplates the art of snowman anatomy. Their cleric proposes a co-stream crochet venture. A pixie sticks clacks in approval. Shiny Silcoon is caught amidst the banter, and subscriptions flutter like leaves in the wind. As Ghosty retreats to domestic duties, the chat dances on. Words may be hard, but fun is universal. Yay for fun. Here, here. But yeah, if you do a co-stream, I don't know. Might have to wait till like at least December for me to be able to do it. Because uh, I don't know how work is going to start turning out. Because this is going to about to go into one of the busiest times for like work. Got new projects coming in and all. So I won't be surprised if at some point I have a project that to where I'm going over my usual work hours and doing like a super long day. Because much as I hate to say it, I'm probably overdue for like a good 10-hour day or something. Probably jinxing myself, but what happens time. Oh no. Jared, just so you know, I'm very scared to see how that mystery appendage pattern bit turns out. Alright, Kara. Enjoy your dinner. At least I'm assuming it's dinner. I don't know. Could be a snack. Well, that's great. I probably this row and one like finish this row and then do one more. I think. I say like if once I have the main parts of the shorts done, that I feel like these are still work, I can always add more bottom. Main thing is getting the actual main shape done to sizing. And because I wasn't keeping track of how many rows I was doing, it means I have to match the other side with this. The fun part would be managing the little middle piece of it, like getting that wide enough to like allow me to move properly. thing, I still have to get a steamer so I can actually block it properly. They're done. I think that was another issue with cosplay, that I didn't actually get to block it properly. So that wasn't really helping things in some cases. So might have actually loosened up the yarn where I needed it to. But yeah, lesson learned. Again, like, taking I learned or figured out, and that was without me even, I guess, seeing if I could get feedback from judges. Which, honestly, I don't know. If I looked them up now and reached out, maybe I could get feedback from them. I don't know. I mean, it's been over a month, so but I'm not with it. Like actually doing it, seeing where I've gone wrong, what I could do better, or at least had some ideas. So trying to do better. Like I'm not expecting straight out to like suddenly, oh, taking what I've learned from the first one applied in like immediately in the next one, be able to uh at least place or get some. Don't get me wrong, I'd be excited if it did end up that way, but I'm not expecting it to either, because doing shit cosplay, it's such a niche, I guess. So yeah, found everything. Just again, why I was trying to get stuff that I could do, so I still have skills outside of. I said I don't know if I'll be making the wig for this or not, or again buying one, and it'd be one of the things I actually had to buy for. But we'll see. Comes down to it. But I'm going to try to make that decision where I have enough time and not rushing. Because if I can manage to avoid a con crunch for the next time, I would love that, because to this day, I still don't know how I managed to con crunch all the way up to like 3 a.m. the day of the contest. Yeah. Get barely sleep, and then get up, eat that, go to the con, and basically be there for hours. Like, what, I think about 6 hours before the contest, even, and then still have to do the contest, and some manage to, like, not essentially bust my shit on getting on or off the stage. Like, I am honestly impressed that I had enough fall. But at the same time, even happier that I at least not been able to wear the heel. that I'd initially had it because I'd never had a chance beforehand to break them in. So the last thing I would have wanted to do was be walking around a con for hours in brand new shoes that I already don't always consider to be comfortable. But they would have been super brand new as in never worn before. It did not need to be doing that with those. So yeah, probably with those, yeah, maybe being up on the stage with such little energy, um, probably would have had me basically busting my shit on that stage. You know? I don't know. We'll never know. We will never know. No. I think it's like the reason why I partially picked the cosplay this time. That even if I do still have to do heels, they won't be that high. They won't be the typical stiletto heels. Know how many licks it takes to get to the center? Honestly, I gave up years ago trying to figure that one out. I was saying we'll never know, like um if I'd done the heels that I'd initially planned to wear for costume, whether or not I would have tripped and fallen from walking in them across the stage, like on the stage for the contest. Either like trip going upstairs or trip coming back down off the stage. Because again, I wasn't running on all that much sleep or caffeine. So yeah, in the contest at night, like later on in the day compared to when I actually went to the con. So granted, I did have plenty of times to kind of sit down while walking around the con because Fearless, the godsend that he is, made sure of it. So I think partly for my comfort and for Chibi's because we were gonna be so long. Real question: how many licks to get to the center of a snowman? I think that would be a definite tricky one to figure out, Carrie. Because tongues are warm and snow melts. But I mean, please, if you get snow this winter, feel free, build a snowman and lick it, and then tell me. If you really think you can handle it, make a small one and do so. Yeah, yeah. Thank you for the follow. Welcome on in. So, kind of craft. I assume that you are a crafter. What sort of crafting do you do? Crochet? Do you cross stitch, knit? Do you sew? Ooh. Crochet, sew, and ooh, nice. Okay, what sort of things do you, or what sort of projects do you do of all of those? Uh, do wearables, tend to do, I guess for crocheting and sewing, do you tend to do plushies, accessories, like home decor? So much that can be done with those. You make clothes, sew, and then, ooh, bet it comes out pretty. What is your favorite type of project to make then? Blankets, hats, sleeves. Ooh. Oh. So like you'll take like a tank top and add like a crochet sleeve to it? Oh. That looks I've yet to try something like that myself. Come around then. Nope. I take that off. Putting on a blanket and the other with is a vest. I'm nice. Okay. What kind of blanket? Granny square or corner to corner? Or there's other types that I can't think of at the moment. Alrighty. One part. How long have you been crafting? Technically tapestry, but oh, nice. Those are still nice. 20 plus years. Nice. Okay. What craft did you start with? Start with sewing and then eventually picked up crochet, or was it the opposite, or same with the embroidery? Nice little trick. Jane Brown. You have to do like a whole flip to the other end. First started with sewing. Taught you she got sewing machine. Oh, nice. Bet that was a nice little bonding. comes from a family crafter, so it makes sense. That does make sense. Gotta love when family pass stuff down like that. Crochet picked this up 9. Hey, totally understand. Uh, I've been crocheting for off and on for about 30 years now. uh, picked it up similar to how you picked up sewing. My mom taught me to crochet when I was about 6 years old. Mainly so she wouldn't have to make or buy clothes for my Barbie dolls. I would say in the last couple of years, um, I've picked up cross stitch and trying to like slowly picking up knitting and slowly picking up spinning. Like for one for sure, getting something done in a few hours, and then crochet is like days. Yeah, no, I get it. I completely get it. Yeah, no. Oh, I'm like I said, really mainly starting. I need to back up so I can actually learn it. So I have a drop spindle, which from what I've heard from other crafters on Twitch who've been doing like a drop spindle of some kind is the better and cheaper way to start learning spinning compared to like getting an e-spinner, which costs like hundreds of dollars, or even like a big manual spinning wheel. I'm trying to think of everyone I know that's been. Like I said, I have to get back to actually trying to learn spinning. So, eventually, if I can pick it up well enough, yeah, eventually I would want to actually do, like a spinner, because again, that would take so much time off, or would make things go faster. But trying to actually get the hang of spinning, even with the top spindle, is a little tricky. Maybe one day I'll try spinning on stream. Maybe. I make no promises. Stop spinner first, but another hobby of mine is gardening, and I really want to play. Yeah, no, like so. Okay, do regular gardening or like hydroponic garden? I don't, mainly because I'd have nowhere set up like a hydroponic garden, and I definitely because like I have a cat, and she hops forever. But then I also am in an apartment, so can't really do regular gardening either. Yeah, I'm off count. Boo. Boo. Problem with having to do bigger rings like that is it's very easy to lose count. I hate it so much. Yeah, no, it happened. Come on, you. In there. There. Oh no. Oh no. Right. There. Nope. In. Three. Alright. Puppies. There we go. Welcome back. Yeah. Uh, Knitting is another thing I need to pick back up. Besides the spinning, that one I am very, very, very um like back on par with that as I am spinning. Uh, where I'm for knitting, I'm still learning just the initial stitches first. But the advice I've gotten on that, which has at least been working for me so far, when I actually am trying to knit, is learning with circular needles and more specific wooden ones. So that's at least hope. But as far as crochet wearables, I have not been doing them all that long. Again, I mainly started with you know Barbie doll clothes, and then moved to like doll blanket. Uh, and then did regular like human blankets, and then slowly moved into other things like scarves and gloves. Jumbo needles at Goodwill, but no idea where to start. Give me a second. I will. Where did I put it? There it is. I think. Assuming to make play horses. Nice. See. All right. Cool. Nice. Come on. All right. So you want to actually learn to start because this is what I've been using. You can go to that link. It's got like some video tutorials for passing on the knit stitch. And I believe Mama Snack, hello! Come in and thank you for the hydrate. How are you, Zach? So, guys, if you are not following Kayla, please do. Awesome, all around crafter. Probably the one of the fast crafters I know. Does probably every possible type of craft, from knitting to crochet to cross stitch, spinning. But yeah, Gothcraft, like I said, that's the link I've been using when I actually am trying. Um, and I found those few couple tutorials to be pretty good and easy to follow along. So you probably shouldn't have too much trouble with it. Yeah, like I said, Shea wearables went from blankets to scarves and I think at one point I tried fingerless gloves. Needles are huge. How huge are we talking? Because I know I've seen some very huge needles. Like what I think are about like the size of my forearm, I think. Like I know there's crochet hooks that exist that are pretty big too. Oh, yeah. Within past years, however, says 13 on G. Yeah, that definitely sounds. Then again, I don't know all the sizing for knitting needles either, so. But it sounds huge at least. Yeah. So, that I think I tried it once. I'm not sure how. I can't remember how successful those actually were. Oh, I've done ear warmers to them, but I'll definitely be making some more with this cosplay that I'm working on. I get to it. You know what? I don't blame you. That's a good reason to buy them. If nothing more than just for the comedic factor. So, but so yeah, from smaller stuff, from scarves and ear warmers, slowly moved up. Well, I say slowly, but my first leap into like actual something that can actually be worn that was more than just a uh like a scarf or ear warmer was my wedding dress. Um, and that one, not only was I mostly crocheting that, but also I was using a size or a weight in yarn that I was not used to. I did, haven't actually gotten married yet. Life happened, so I had to keep pushing it back. Um, which is fine because I've had a few other things that have kind of made me step away from it for a bit too. But yeah, that it's not entirely finished yet anyway. But there's not that much left I have to do on it. Um, but yeah, I was picky with what I wanted my dress to look like, and it's like, nah, I didn't want to have to deal with paying the fees I would have had to from an actual uh tailor to like get one of the more commercial wedding dresses altered how I wanted to look. So I was just make my own. Like I said, it was a different weight than I was using. Um, and it took a whole lot longer than I thought because I was mostly freehanded. Like that was a way to jump into wearables. Um, and then since then, the wearable done was earlier in the year. I finished a different cosplay from of a character from Sailor Moon. known character, but at the same time not as highly known because that particular character doesn't appear until like late in the show, and even at that in the the later end of the final arc. And even entered it into a cosplay competition back in August. So that was Sailor Moon, his character, or the show, and then the character was Sailor Cosmo. So that's why I'm like, I need to take a break from the lighting because before Sailor Cosmos, my wedding dress is also based off of a character from Sailor Moon. The dress that Princess Serenity wears. So it's like I need to step with this cosplay I'm currently working on. I'm like I need to not do white and gold again because I'm just gonna end up hating it at that point. Because the cosplay I'm working on, which to see the reference, is a gear set for the dancer class in Final Fantasy VIII. So but yeah, there is a whole group of yarn cosplayers that either do crochet for their cosplays, knitting, or both. And then, of course, some of those also do or have done like hand embroidery for their cosplay. So it's a whole thing. Honestly, originally, for cosplays, I um, Taylor Cosmos was the first cosplay that I had mostly crocheted. Where like I'd done the dress, uh, like the sleeves, bodice. I had ended up doing like sewing on ribbon to account for the little colored stripes on the front of a skirt. Uh, even the wig was made of yarn. um, but honestly, I initially did that cosplay because of another crochet cosplayer that I know and currently is not in chat right now. She is one of my mods. I can get her a shout out. Assuming I can type because words are hard. Feel Your Heart is the crochet cosplayer that got me specifically to do Sailor Cosmos Crush for cosplay because she had done a crochet Eternal Sailor Moon. And initially when we were both working on our cosplays, like, oh, we're both going into what was essentially or both were trying to enter into essentially the same uh contest circuit, I guess, for lack of better wording. Um, the crown champions of cosplay. Like, there's a regional qualifier in her area, and there was one in mine. So our whole idea was like, oh yeah, we do the cosplays. She does, goes in for hers, and then comes to my area for mine. Get like pictures stuff. Things didn't quite work out that way. I ended up not actually making it into that contest, which I'm okay with. Honestly, I definitely would not have been on the level of that one. The Crown Champions is one of the biggest cosplay competitions in the world. Oh, so the one I entered in August was the Masters of Cosplay, which is another one that has multiple qualifiers, like regional qualifiers, but it was on a much smaller scale, like in the qualifying round compared to Crown Champ, where Crown Champions had like hundreds of participants for the qualifier in my area at least. The Masters of Cosplay was like limited to like about 50 total, and that's including different ranks. So. But it was a fun experience regardless. I don't regret it. Again, I'm clearly learning from that. Because I do plan to enter this cosplay into that same contest for next year. So, because that is the later con that comes in my area out of the ones I frequent that contest. So that gives me the most time. Now, if I have this done in time for, to say, enter the Crown Champion or the Masquerade at another convention, I'll go, but I'm not going to stress myself out. Set to enter my first art show next year, but well, good luck. I hope I as because yeah, I'm trying to think how art shows actually go. But that is exciting. So yeah, I martial art and stress art and had bits of like crying and wanting to quit. I do plan to one day remake my Cosmos cosplay because like this could be better, but everyone's played tonight. Oh yeah, that's fun too. Probably a lot less stressful than actually having to wear it. How it gets judged and all. It's a different craft. Ooh, nice. Now I want cookies. You have ads about to start, by the way. Do apologize. You can just show up for none and look at it. That's always nice. Can I do this work? Be mad. Nope. Good, good. Welcome back, ads, everyone. Awesome. Wow. Learn something new every day. Alright. But yeah, said doing the cosplay competition um back in August taught me a lot on how the competition circuit works. So at least have an idea of what to expect to like prejudging at least, and just the overall thing. So see how that goes. Again, not planning to enter till August, but the other potential competitions I could do would be earlier in the year next year. So um because the one in August would be Fan Expo Chicago. The earlier cons would be um Anime Central, which is about May, and then C2E2, which is early one. I believe, trying to think, 'cause I think I already marked down the dates of C2E2 for next year. I think I could be wrong. Let me see. Oh, no, I did not. Huh? Thought I did, but I was wrong. The quick Google search, I think. Yeah. So C2E2 next year would be next March. So it would be like about a couple of months between each one. So you shall see how that goes. So, and then I still have to also find time to meet my daughter because she expressed wanting to learn how to crochet and eventually make her own costume via crochet. So we'll see how that works out too. Probably going to do that probably over the holidays because that'll give me like more actual time with her to teach her and work with her rather than us getting interrupted because she has school or I have work or both. So that'll be fun. Again, that depend on her how quickly she picks it up. Oh, oh, yep. Pass on the knowledge. There's nothing else. Like even if she doesn't want to do any of the other crafts, I do so. Like she doesn't want to pick up craft stage, which honestly, no, she has expressed things that. There's another reason I wait till the holidays to be teaching her all of that. Because again, that'll give me more time to actually work with her on it. So, but if nothing else, like if I had to pick a craft that I would hope she would kind of like actually enjoy learning to do and continue, it would be crochet because that it would be the one that goes to my family. Um, my mom crocheted, again, as I've mentioned, that I learned from her. Uh, one of my mom's aunts apparently crocheted too. I didn't know till years later. Uh, you know, so it's fun to kind of have that little meet to the family. having it go down. Basically have it be another thing that passes down besides genetics. Man, my family's got a strong resemblance going. Oh, trying to gauge about how many more rows I need. So you should be. I think so. Yeah. Like I'm slowly letting my daughter in. She is a teenager. So and she does enjoy cosplaying in general. Especially uh like for Fan Expo back in August. She cosplayed Nezuko from Demon Slayer. But when she and I went to do before that, um she was cosplaying Chibi, my Sailor costume. So kind of fun. Um I do plan to pass on my Sailor Moon costume to her. Just like next time I wear Cosmo, she can be Sailor Moon instead of just Chibi. But that'll be up to her. For all I know, she might still want to do something completely different. She definitely does enjoy going. Um, like the very first con I took her to was the pandemic, and it was a smaller area con compared to Anime Central and T2, which are both food and bring in like very very huge crowds. And like most cons are multi-day, so whereas that first one I took her to was only one day. Again, small con, at a community center. She loved it, so um, she and I cosplayed then. Sailor Chibi Moon, I was Sailor Moon. Uh, the cosplay competition at that one was much more lenient. It was like, oh, buy a cosplay, that's fine too. And I entered the adult, she entered the kids, and she took home first place. Again, neither of our cosplays were handmade by me. But it was fun nonetheless. Like that's a memory that she will always. She still has the trophy and keeps it proudly on her bookshelf. Anyway, I think at this point I've made good progress, much more progress than I thought I was going to make on this. This will definitely be worked on for both on and off stream. But again, good progress for just so far. But yeah, thanks again to everyone that came and hung out during prep grade out. Again to Genesis, Carrot, and Derek Cleric, and Clockwork Ghosty for the resubs for Hype Train. Um, let's see where we out to. So I've got like a good couple. Let's see. Uh, refresh this thing now. Oh. Alright, so where we're going to go, we are going to trade over Pick Stitch. Awesome creator, cross-stitcher, um, share, currently doing an uncapped subathon build to do. No expectations, of course. But get over there, like, follow. Let me see about getting the race started. But help do it right. That and let me get great calls going. So first one is for non-sub. The second one is for sub. Grab one of those, copy it on your clipboard. Right. And in case Twitch likes to quit and leave anybody behind, that is where we're going. Thanks again, everyone, for coming out, and I'll be back for sure on Monday. Be more likely either cross stitching or working some more on this cosplay. So see you guys then. Bye!